Welcome back, Towners. Today we're going to make a flank steak. Let's get it. Alright guys, to start off this recipe, we have our flank steak here. This flank steak is pretty much all the way thawed out, but it's still a little stiff from being in the freezer. So we're just going to let that continue to thaw while we marinate it. We're going to season this with some kosher salt and some black pepper. We then chopped up a few pieces of garlic, added that to it, and then added in some soy sauce, some lemon juice, and tried our best to squeeze out the last bits of Dijon mustard from this container. Then we added in some of our Cooking with Thatown2 BBQ Rub seasoning. This rub has onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, chili powder, mustard powder, sugar substitute, salt, and pepper. We're basically just doubling up and enhancing the flavors that we already added to it to bring those out. And then we added in a tablespoon of olive oil just to allow all the seasonings to stick to our rub and everything. We then rubbed this in throughout the meat. And I should have used a bigger bowl, but I was determined to make this fit inside this small bowl. We then popped that in the refrigerator and let that sit in for at least an hour to marinate and tenderize this meat. After we took it out of the refrigerator and allowed it to come up, we brought out a baking sheet with a raised rack on it, put some aluminum foil underneath the bottom of it, sprayed that with some cooking spray to help clean up and easy release. And then we placed our steak onto our baking rack. And I don't like to waste any of the marinade or anything, so I poured that over top. It was a lot of, not a lot, but it was enough marinade left in the bottom. I was like, I can find somewhere on this steak to put this in. So we rubbed that in over top, and as we were doing that, we preheated the oven under the broiler setting on high for like 10 minutes. And then we placed this directly underneath the broiler on the highest rack for about 7 minutes, anywhere from 6 to 8 minutes. And this is what it'll look like once it comes out. Go ahead and just flip that over and just pop it right back in the oven underneath the broiler again for another 6 to 8 minutes. Start watching it around the 4 to 5 minute mark. It might start to brown up a bit. That's fine. Just don't let it burn or anything. And that's it. It's very simple. This is how our steak came out after we took it out of the oven. We let it rest for about 10 minutes and then sliced it up. Started slicing this up into strips. Just make sure you cut against the grain. You'll see the fibers on the steak going on this steak. It was going on the screen left to right. So we're going to cut north to south on this one, just cross section cutting it. If you go with the grain, it'll just be a more tougher piece and more stringy and harder to chew. But this is how it is. We took out a piece, and you can see the piece of steak that we have. This was our final product. We basically just plated it up, and that was it. We very simple recipe to do. You have a lot of choices of things you can do with this meat. You can always use this for tacos or steak for tacos. For tacos, you can just cube it up into pieces if you want. You can leave it in strips for fajitas, or you can also use it for salads. Anything. A lot of different options and variations for this. Here we are taking out some of the slices from the middle of it and showing you it's very tender, still pliable, pulls apart easy. It's not tough or anything. And we cooked this up to about a medium well temp. We pulled it at around 145, 150, and it still brought up the temp a little bit more after we let it rest for a while. And for this, we served this with we made a broccoli cauliflower casserole, doing some jalapenos, jalapenos on everything. The homies been missing for a couple of the videos, but we got to sneak them in when we can. And we also just laid some out over a salad, made a black and blue salad, steak and blue cheese. Anybody has any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy.
Enjoy. And please subscribe. Enjoy.
Hey guys, as always, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. All menu items are listed in the description box. And thank you guys for watching.